Hi everyone. So I have decided to share my thoughts on the riots and the George Floyd situation in the USA right now. Let me tell you this. If you post a black picture on your social media account, you are doing nothing to fight racism. You are implicitly promoting race baiting because you can't differentiate between systemic racism, alleged systemic racism, and an individual incident of power abuse that was blown way out of proportion. You're not mourning the death of an individual, and you are merely showing off your virtuousness without actually caring. You don't know George Floyd, and you don't know any other victim of individual power abuse. And whether black or white, all you do is generalize an issue and incite hatred among your own community. You don't care because if you did care, you wouldn't have looked away when rioters started burning down entire cities. And you wouldn't have looked away when deliberately funded terroristic organizations started to abuse the crisis to spread panic with violence and vandalism. When you say Black Lives Matter, you don't actually mean Black Lives Matter. What you mean is Black Lives Matter, but I matter the most. So I will prioritize my public appearance and integrate a black photo into my social media aesthetic so I can prove what an impeccable hero of social justice I am. And therefore you are the reason why all black people are put into the same box with violent rioters, because you don't show that being black does not have to mean being vengeful against white people. The Black Lives Matter movement does exactly the opposite of what it claims to do, which is to fight for racial equality, and instead it embodies racial division. And you with your black Instagram photo, you are part of the problem. You are not an ally, you are a virtue signaling narcissist with no respect for black people. You assume their wishes and demands, and you think that just because you are an oh so popular and privileged white person with oh so many followers, you can decide what is right and wrong for the treatment of black people, and you treat them like pets. If you point your finger at innocent people in your own community and you assume a black person's opinion on the matter at hand, then you have a lot to learn about racial equality, and especially about what it means to be an individual and not just a group identity. You can call out individual acts of racism, but there is no systemic racism that requires riots, violence against the opposite group. That is racial division. To say that we are groups of black people and white people who have to fight a civil war, a race war against each other. And that is the objective of the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm sorry, but I have to say that. And I know that many people who post the hashtag Black Lives Matter and those black photos, they don't have a bad intention. But that's what you're doing. That is what you are condoning. And I don't even promote the hashtag All Lives Matter, because it's just part of the same game. It's just two sides of the same coin. It's all about racial division, and it sparks even more outrage. And that's not what we need right now. Please focus on what actually matters and be nice to individuals. Care for people who are worthy of your compassion. And that has nothing to do with skin color, and it has nothing to do with any identity trait. So thank you so much for listening, and I want you to remember that I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to shout other people down because you think that they have racist intentions when they don't. I want you to just treat people as individuals, because that's what they deserve. That's what all of you deserve, to be treated as the wonderful person that you are, with all your acquired experiences and skills and knowledge. And yeah, you are way more than your identity traits, and that's for society to figure out. Goodbye.